Hello everyone. Greetings to all our guests, clients and customers. My name is Laura. I work for Ambigrid and it's my big pleasure to be moderating this conference today. In our online conference today, we will be reviewing current highlights and perspectives of the gas market. I would like to thank all you attending today, and we hope that you will find this presentation informative and interesting. Today we will be hosting speakers from different companies such as Ambigrid, Get Baltic, which is the part of EX Group, Klaipėdos Nafta, and Gas System. Now I would like Vytautas Ruolia, Commercial Director of Ambigrid, to come forward to say some opening remarks.
Good morning, everyone. It's been a while since last similar event that we did, and it was together with the other TSOs from Baltic states and Finland when we updated on current matters in the market somewhere during COVID phase. And at that time it was quite different situation. We had main flows from east, and now they are coming to Lithuania from the west. Now we have also in the south of Lithuania very important interconnection with Poland, which brings both the flows to our market and the opportunities for the outflows for the transit and infrastructure uses within the market, and also brings a lot of new customers to this region. In the north, the interconnection with Latvia. So before it was main topic how to enhance the usage of it, how to increase the loads, how to create incentive to use this interconnection. Now we have the issue of solving congestion and looking how to maximize the capacity at that point. So lots of things has changed, and today my colleagues will present the current situation. And apart from natural gas matters, there is a big journey in which we embark. It is the decarbonization of energy sector of our economy. And at the same time, for Lithuania, it is a journey to self-sufficiency and to energy independence. And that's why it's twice important for us. And in this journey, we go together with some previous clients. Also, we have a new type of customers, and foremost, biomethane producers. We are on learning curve with them, looking how best it is to organize the connection to the grid, how further to organize the supply within the system, how to arrange the transfers of guarantees of origin with adjacent, not adjacent or other, not only adjacent, but also other EU member states. And it's quite important to have an open dialogue and good collaboration when both parties are learning the things. We have also the first steps with the hydrogen market development, and here it's only paperwork right now, some drafting of legislation, studies ongoing, some talks, initial talks with the various stakeholders, including potential new clients for us. And we very much value any kind of meetings, exchange of information in the topics on these new market developments, because we are as great pupils here. We need to understand what is important, where we should go for, how we should set our priorities. So today, my colleagues and our dear partners will share about ongoing things and situation in gas market and with our decarbonization efforts. In addition to that, we look for your feedback during this event via questions. And also, we very much value any kind of your feedback on how we provide our services and what are your needs. As with this, you provide us the guidance and you allow us to set the priorities. So we look forward to open collaboration further and hope that this event will contribute to that. And so let's go to the main part.
Many thanks, Vytautas, for his opening remarks. And just before we invite our first speaker, I would like to walk you through some agenda topic. So I would like to ask everyone to send your questions through the chat platform on Zoom, only via chat platform on Zoom. All questions will be addressed to the presenter right his or her presentation right after it. And also we had collected some questions before the event. You have sent them to us, and a lot of information will be provided during the presentations. In very specific cases, we will send answers to your questions personally to you. And however, if there will be any questions during the presentations, please ask them via Zoom. Each speaker will have approximately 10 minutes period for the presentation and 5 minutes time to answer your questions. And now please give a warm welcome to Justas Černiauskas, Head of System Management Center at Ambigrid. And Justas will give us an update on the regional gas market.
Dear clients, dear customers, dear friends, for those who don't know me, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Justas Černiauskas, working in Ambigrid as a head of System Management Center, and I'm responsible for organizing physical and commercial flows, and also for the relations with the clients. And I'm very happy to see how many of you joined our conference today, and I wish you to have an informative event and then the fruitful discussions with the presenters later on. So let me give you an update on regional gas market. So let's start with the regional consumption. If we would compare 2021 and 2022, we would see the significant decrease from 60 terawatt hours to 40 terawatt hours. It's a decrease of around one third. It's a huge decrease. And actually, we expected that in 2023, we will see a slight increase because the gas prices stabilized. But what we see from the first 10 months, that it's most probably not happen. Because in 10 months, we see that the consumption was only 30 terawatt hours. Since 2022, we still do not have imports from the east. And someone had to step in and to change the import side, and that's how Klaipėda LNG terminal, I would say, became the regional champion in terms of imports. Later on, Finland decided to build the Inkoo LNG terminal, and by the way, did it very quickly. And we see how this new infrastructure is also important for the region, and especially nowadays, then the Baltic connector is not working. It brings very big value to Finland. If we would speak about our preparation for the winter, I think that we're prepared very good because at the beginning of November, I saw the numbers that in Čukalns was almost full. Around 96% of the stock was full. Now we have still more than 90%, so it's really big numbers. But also, I think that we will have the surplus this winter in the region because, well, Baltic Connector is not in operation, meaning that that part which is dedicated for the Finland consumption would not be able, clients would not be able to transport that gas towards Finland, and that would make them to take some kind of other decisions in order to realize those molecules. Now let's move to gas transportation tendencies in Lithuania. Here you might see some numbers, and those numbers show already shows what I already told you about the role of LNG terminal, the change role, because they increased the imports towards Lithuania. And also, yeah, you might see that at the same time we got the decrease of national consumption, as well as in other regional countries. However, the flows via interconnection points increased, especially here we see the increase via Kėdainiai point, and also the new infrastructure GIPL also took the role here, and all those circumstances led us to hit the record. In 2022, we transmitted the biggest number of gas volume, and in energy value, it's around 64 terawatt hours. In comparison, in 2021, we had less than 52. Let's move now to speak about the performance of the new infrastructure point GIPL. Here you might see the commercial and physical flows per last 12 months. And here you might see that during the winter period, the colder period, the flows were going towards Poland, and during the summer, vice versa, it was going to Lithuania. Commercially wise, in both directions, we transmitted 4 terawatt hours. In total, it's a bit more than 8 terawatt hours, and physical flow was around 5 terawatt hours. I also see that this tendency might be repeated and might remain this time, because in the couple of these days, I see that the flows towards Lithuania from Latvia and towards Poland from Lithuania is increased, and I think that this tendency will remain. So we're going to see how it would happen in some future. And also one more important thing here is that the technical capacity levels which you might see in the slide will be available from the 1st of January next year. Here you might see the tendencies of the GIPL users. I think that this infrastructure made a big impact on our region. At least in Ambigrid, we signed 19 new contracts from the very first day of the GIPL start. And even till the start of the GIPL, we also contracted newcomers in very similar number. So it's really impressive for such a market as we have here, but it's not the end. I think that we will see additional growth because of the Get Baltic became the part of EEX, the big player, the big platform in Europe, where the biggest players of the market of Europe performs. So I think that the big changes will happen in the future as well. And here you may see my last slide about the Kėdainiai interconnection point. I think that this interconnection point was the most discussed during a couple of years by the market participants, and it's easy to say why. So there are some things to be mentioned. First of all, the increase of the capacity. For sure, it was very important to put all the efforts by both of the operators to reach the early project goals earlier than it was expected before, because we know what was the situation in 2022 in energy markets. So first step was that Ambigrid announced that we finished works on our side, and the capacity level was set to 90 gigawatt hours per day towards Latvia. And the newest thing is that Conexus a few weeks ago announced that they also finished their works earlier than it was expected, and now the capacity level towards Lithuania increased to 82 gigawatt hours per day. And by the way, during yesterday and the day before yesterday, I already saw how it was what was important, because the nomination level was even higher than this previous level of technical capacity. So you can see that another thing what should be mentioned is that this point was utilized quite heavily, especially in direction towards Latvia. And there are, and you might see in the slide that there are some peaks where the operators were able even to provide some additional flows than the technical capacity was. We all the time looking for opportunities to bring more capacities towards market, and that's how we initiated some kind of initiative which we call in between the operators dynamic capacity. And thanks to that tool, we can sometimes offer some extra flows for the market. However, for time being, almost all capacity was sold as yearly product, except that part which, well, is reserved for implicit capacity allocation mechanism. And I know that some of market participants are not very happy about that. But what can I say is that we, together with Conexus and regional regulators, we are working with that question. We're analyzing what could be done better in the future. And most probably you know that we, in some days, we run the public consultation in order to ask what can be done from your perspective. So I will not get into the details about that because my colleague Mindaugas Beržanskis will tell you more in his next presentation of today. So thank you very much. I hope that, as I told at the beginning, you will find this day very informative and helpful for your business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justas, for your presentation. Indeed, I have one question for you. So could you tell, please, what challenge over the past year was the most difficult for you to take?
Well, very good question, Laura. I think that during those couple of years, all the market participants, we had a lot of challenges because it was very difficult years. But from transmission system operator point of view, and especially from, well, organizer of the flows, I would say that the most difficult day was then we decided to stop the flows from the east, because that point, Kotlovka point from Belarus, worked before the stoppage of the flow, worked for us as a balancing point, and it naturally helped us to balance the system. But now we need to put much more efforts in our planning, and it changed the situation a lot.
Anyways, for good.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you once again for your answer. And now let's focus on the future services and upcoming changes for our clients. I would like to invite our next speaker to join us to present those changes to you, and it's Mindaugas Beržanskis, Head of Service Development at Ambergrid.
Hello everyone. I'm glad to be here and glad to be able to present you our nearest plans we will implement in the nearest future. So today I'd like to present you 4 topics in general. So the first one, as Justas already mentioned, is capacity allocation. And the survey we had a few weeks ago, and what was your opinion about it? Incremental capacity process we had this year. A very important topic is regarding renewable gases that are injected in distribution network and how it could be transmitted in transmission network. And the last one about our new service portal, which was started this year in October. So the first topic, survey on capacity allocation principles. And even though we have increased the capacity level at the Kemienė last year, we still face congestions, and they became quite usual. So together with Connexus and NRAs, we decided to check what is the market opinion of capacity allocation at Kemienė point, and should there be any changes, or market still sees that pro rata capacity allocation principle suits their need best. So we started the survey in the end of October. The survey lasts 2 weeks, and we received 12 responses from 10 different network users representing 5 different countries. The main question we asked was about the procedure or mechanism itself, how capacity should be allocated at Kemienė point. And 7 of 12 respondents said that we should implement the capacity auctioning procedure at Kemienė point. And what is also important for us, that 11 of 12 respondents said that the implicit capacity allocation is also very important for them, and as a market integrating tool, and we should keep it even if capacity auctioning would be introduced at Kemienė point. Also, we have few other questions regarding interruptible capacity, use it or lose it procedure, and of course there were possibility to comment or to add any other proposal for us how we could make capacity allocation better. So what regards interruptible capacities, we asked should the longer products should be introduced or should be available for the market, but only 4 respondents indicated that it could help them, and monthly product was mentioned only by 2 respondents as the tool that would help them. What regards use it or lose it procedures, so vast majority provided an opinion that current limitations are enough, and there should not be introduced any more strict limitations to nomination procedure or to long-term capacity limitation. From additional comments, we received, maybe we could say, 2 main opinions. One was that introducing the auctions would allow us to understand the true value of the capacity and allow network users to compete to get or to book those capacities. And the common opinion from those who support pro rata allocation was that together with pro rata we should introduce kind of liability mechanisms which would allow us to maximize capacity utilization. Regarding incremental capacity, so it's a standard procedure foreseen in capacity allocation mechanism network code, and operators should start it at least at each odd numbered year. This was this year when we started it, and the procedure started immediately after the capacity yearly capacity auctions. This year we nor AmberGrid nor adjacent TCOs didn't receive any demand indications, so no technical studies or any other projects regarding increasing the capacities at interconnection point will not be initiated by TCOs, at least during this incremental procedure. The next really important topic, which becomes more and more important for our customers and clients, is the possibility to transmit gas that is injected into distribution network. And even though that in the European legislation it would be more described on more rules how it should be done, will be provided only in upcoming packages. AmberGrid already this summer started to analyze and started discussions how it could be introduced into our market. And the main goal is to make available the gas that was injected into distribution network, to make available it to trade on VTP or transmit to other markets. So in very short and very simple scheme, how it looks like at the moment, the current process is that the biogas producer, if he would inject gas into distribution network, it would be available to consume that gases only in that concrete distribution network. What we're working on, that we would like to make possible that even though that physical flow would stay in that concrete distribution network, the commercially it would be possible to inject biogas or any other renewable gases via virtual entry point into transmission network. That would allow that biogas producer to transmit it or to adjacent systems to trade these gases on VTP, virtual trading point. Of course, it may even happen that these gases would be also consumed in that in the same distribution network, but the possibilities would be and decision would be on the biogas producer side. And the last topic I have to share with you is regarding our new service portal that is available since October this year. At the moment, we have few functionalities implemented, such as a capacity allocation, nomination procedure, which was our, I would say, main goal to implement in this stage. Also, we provide information on allocations or balancing. So at the moment, our main goal or main what we're seeking now to make the system work stable and to ensure stability and continuity of the system. The next step or the second stage of this project is to add the possibility of automatic data exchange in the system, which we know is very important to use. So we are working on it right now. And of course, the settlement and the invoices should be also available during the next step of the procedure. So as always, I'd like to thank you for your patience and all your feedback and all your proposals, how we could make the system better are very welcome, and we are always waiting for that. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, so I'm glad to answer.
So thank you, Mindaugas, indeed, for your presentation. Just before you leave, I have one question on behalf of our audience, and the question is, when do you think changes in Kėmėnai Point will be implemented?
Maybe it's hard to say at the moment when it will be implemented, because the next step, what we are going to do is to discuss the results and the possible solutions with NRAs. So we already sent the results of the survey and our proposal to NRAs, and we are waiting to discuss it with them. And of course, our goal is to have a new procedure if we would agree to implement as such, that it would be used already from the next gas year. So I mean from the October 1st next year.
Okay, thank you very much. And I encourage everyone who watches us now just to find out your questions and to type them to the platform where we are now. So now I would like to invite Andrius Ramanauskas, Head of Operation Management Group of Amber Grid, to come forward to discuss the subject matter of security of the natural gas transmission system, repairs and planned interruptions.
Hello, so my name is Andrius Ramanauskas, and today I will introduce our near future plans for Amber Grid and what will have an effect for upcoming year and interruptions at interconnection points. So here you can see maintenance works on the timeline. On the upper side, planned interruptions which will be performed by Amber Grid, and the lower part has all interruptions which will have effect on the also interconnection points in Lithuania, and they will be performed by our partners. So green light represents Kėmėnai Point, blue light for Klaipėda, and brown for Santaka Point. During the planning stage, when we have the scope of all needed works, we are trying to merge them in the single time frame to have smallest possible impact for the market. As you can see, during the dry dock operation in Klaipėda Point, Amber Grid will perform 3 different works in 3 different locations in Lithuania. First in the list, from the 2nd of May, is excavation and verification of possible defects at Klaipėda-Kuršėnai pipeline. For the security reasons, pressure should be reduced during the operation, so the pipeline must be switched off from the working system. No additional capacity limitations will occur due to dry dock operation, but in case Klaipėda would be in operation, capacity available at Klaipėda Point would be only 24 gigs per day. Next works will start on 6th of May. It will be replacement of the Gipel pipeline section. 700 meters of the pipe should be replaced near Elektrėnai. So for these works, we devote 2 days for preparation, 20 days for actual works, and 2 days for connecting it to a working pipeline. These works will affect capacity on Santaka Point. No possibility to transfer gas towards Poland, and limited capacity for the entry point at Santaka towards Lithuania. Next works will be at pipeline between Panevėžys and Jauniūnai compressor station. It will be also excavation and verification defects, the second stage actually of the works. Gas between these 2 points will be transferred via parallel pipeline, which is a bit smaller when affected one. So capacity will be reduced at Kemėnai point, both to exit and entry, till 50 gigs per day. And also it will affect Klaipėda point if Klaipėda LNG terminal would work. And the last one is the first diagnostic procedure of the N500 pipeline between Panevėžys and Kemėnai. The pipeline is currently installed within inner welding rings, which might have an impact for diagnostic process. And so that's why we chosen the time frame for these works with no additional capacity limitation and at other points. In such case, on the very low reduction of capacity will be on Kemėnai entry and exit points. So no other points will be affected. So all information is published in our web page. In addition, all operational messages, all operational information is published in UMM platform. So currently we are using GetBaltic UMM platform, but till end of the year we will transfer all the messages which are still active to NSOC Transparency platform. New additional communication will be just before the transferring all the messages. Until end of the year, all the messages will be on 2 platforms just to keep the information available for the customers. So, yes, in addition, this year, this summer, we have received results of the feasibility study of compressor station. So two objects, 2 stations was identified which need some changes. So first project will be Jauniūnai compressor station, which consists of 3 phases. First phase is tender for compressor unit and all auxiliary equipment. Second stage is tender for design works and construction works, and the first stage is connection of the power supply for compressor unit. So currently procurement documents are being prepared, and we hope on the middle of December we will start with public tender. We expect to end this project till 2026, and in addition, possible changes might be on Panevėžys compressor station also. So back to the excavation and verification works. As you can see, various defects might be found on the pipeline. So each of them must be evaluated, examined, and investigated. After the process, it might be that urgent repair works might start just to avoid the emergency situation, or if the defect is not crucial for the integrity of the pipeline, it can be organized as planned repair works, so no urgent matter. So for the preparation works, it takes some time because we are using mobile compressor unit to save technological gas, to reduce technological losses and safe environment. So this unit helps to recompress gas from affected pipeline to working system, and it can reduce pressure up to 1.5 bars. So since it started its operation, during past 5 years, it saved around 100 gigawatt hours of gas. And the last step of the preparation works, actually, it also takes some time. We need to create like safe environment for the welding process, so mixture of the leftover gas and air should be purged from the pipeline. So time is calculated according to some data, how much would it take and when the actual works might start. So the main task of AmberGrid is ensure safe and reliable gas transmission to our customers, and we are doing everything to avoid events like we had on 2023 January. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Andrus, indeed. And as always, I have one more question arrived from the public. And the question is, what is the probability that next year maintenance schedule will be changed during the upcoming year, and especially the planned limitations in Kemieni?
I would say we are stick to our plans, just to not to create additional impact for the market, because they knew our plan. We planned their own delivery of the gas, so we are keeping it in as it is. But nevertheless, as you understand, it might be that some unknown defects might be identified, so everything can happen just during the operation of the pipeline, during the maintenance, planned maintenance. So I would say we are trying to keep as much as it is now, but I cannot guarantee any of what we have.
So there might be any changes, as always?
Yes, as always. But what is planned, we and the other operators are trying to keep it as it is. So no, we are not planning to change these works, what it is now.
And the second part of that question, especially the plant limitations in Kemieni.
Yes.
So
yes, we have discussed with our partners in Latvia, in Klaipėda. So we are trying to create as much possibility to transfer gas through Kemieni as possible. But you know, all the maintenance works and must be done, and we must ensure that we are working with good condition system.
yes. Okay, so thank you very much, Andrus, indeed, for your detailed answer. And now I would like to welcome our next speaker, and that is Head of Regulated Activities of LNG at Klaipėdos Nafta, Mr. Vaidotas Bručkus. And he is coming to discuss the role of the Klaipėda LNG terminal in the current environment.
Good day, everyone. So I'm Vaidotas Bručkus, and today I'm representing Klaipėdos Nafta LNG terminal in Klaipėda. And first of all, I would like to thank AmberGrid for inviting us and giving a floor to discuss and also to present our LNG terminal activities in such a nice event, which gathers all the market participants at the one place and all the main pillars of the market itself, I would say. So today my main goal of the presentation is to overview the activities of our LNG terminal, also to give a short presentation of the latest events, and also present some market insights. How do we see the market, the natural gas market in the region and in Europe itself, from the infrastructure point of view, from the LNG terminal point of view. So to begin with, I would like to give a little bit more information about who we are and what we represent. So basically, Klaipėdos Nafta is very well involved in activities and contributes a lot onto LNG activities. Of course, our main market is Klaipėda, and here we have a LNG terminal based on FSRU technology, and there's in the port of Klaipėda FSRU Independence located. Also, we operate an LNG reloading station, which is a small-scale LNG terminal, and as well as we contribute quite a lot and significantly to the global LNG market as a technical or commercial operators. So maybe the latest news, besides our activities in Brazil, which started several years ago, we now are also operating commercially Wilhelmshaven LNG terminal and Brunsbüttel LNG terminal in Germany. And as well as we were involved as a technical advisors in the Piombino LNG terminal in Italy. So, of course, in addition to this, KN also operates free liquid LNG, free liquid terminals in Lithuania, as well as we are looking forward on the future opportunities and also investigating and evaluating potential options which are coming with a more greener agenda. And based on that, we also adopted our new 2050 strategy. And I would not speak a lot about it, but just to make sure that everyone who are interested in our strategy can find it on our website and to see where we are heading at. Moving forward to Klaipėda LNG terminal and how do we look in a more wider scope, meaning in EU-wide activities. So I think as a most of LNG terminals, we are quite significantly utilized as of start of 2022, I would say, and also as of start of Russian war against Ukraine. So I think that was the key element which also contributed to cut off Russian gas supplied by pipelines, and all the market participants was willing to import LNG instead. So as you can see in the table on the right side, LNG terminal was quite in line with average LNG terminals utilization rates within the Europe. And as you can see, started from 2022, the utilization was significantly higher than before. And now in 2023, we are heading towards our highest utilization rates throughout all the history of activities, starting from 2014. So speaking of this year data, so now until October, until the end of October, we have already accepted 31 cargoes, or almost 30 terawatt hours of LNG, speaking of in energy units. And this was quite a significantly higher amounts when in 2022. Speaking of the LNG cargo's origin, so the structure remains more or less the same as in 2022. So the majority comes from either US or Norway. So these are the main supply sources to our LNG terminal. But nevertheless, it's really important to mention that as of start of war against Ukraine, we stopped any acceptance of Russian LNG, even before even before the start of war. Actually, on the 22nd of February, we decided not to receive and not to accept any Russian LNG cargoes. And from the 2nd of April, even no Russian gas was imported into Lithuania at all. So it's quite a proud moment, I think, that and I hope that all the European countries will be led by example to cutting off all the Russian supplies into Europe. Considering also the nearest future events, I would say maybe you have already heard somewhere in the media as well that we are acquiring FSRU Independence, and starting from the end of 2024, we will become owners of the FSRU vessel itself. And this year was also quite a significant moment and significant milestone achieved, that we have that we now have selected our LNG FSRU Independence operator, O&M provider, which will remain Höegh LNG, and will ensure the O&M services, reliable O&M services for upcoming 5 years, starting from 2024. And going forward to our more commercial side of activities, so the latest events was our long-term capacity allocation. So I would say that this event was, and these results are quite fresh ones. And now I can tell that until 2033, we are allocated all the nominal capacity of the terminal. So after the long-term capacity allocation procedure, which took place in 2022, we had 9 terawatt hours left not allocated on long-term basis, which was allocated on this September to free market participants, which is also indicated in the slide. And as of 2025, LNG terminal is, so to say, fully occupied until 2033, at least 2033. Considering the longer period, we also offered market participants to reserve the capacity for further periods. However, I would say that a volatile market and volatile market conditions, as well as the geopolitical circumstances, also led that that this longer period was not very, so to say, interested by market participants. But nevertheless, we allocated one package of 4 terawatt hours to the market participant, which will use the terminal until 2044. And these results also leads to the natural event regarding potential impact also on the LNG terminal capacity expansion project, which was announced together by Klaipėdos Nafta and Ambergrid. We were evaluating technical options, how to expand the capacity, and we have also conducted a non-binding open season procedure, which showed that the demand for those additional capacities. However, the main condition for further development of this project was to allocate and to keep all the existing capacities reserved. But as we can see from the results, starting from 2033, we still have quite a lot capacities available for market participants to book. And that's why, together with the Ambergrid, we decided to suspend the capacity expansion project. And how will look our activities starting from 2033? So basically, I mentioned already that we have allocated all the capacities, all the nominal capacities until 2033. And I would really want to thank also market participants who trusted us and supported our long-term capacity allocation procedures and bidded for that capacity, because it was first time we are going, we went on a long-term contract, and that was successful. So I'm really glad to announce that. And speaking of the annual capacity allocation processes, unfortunately, it will not be available starting from 2025 onwards, because, as I mentioned, all the capacities which are usually allocated to the market is already booked for a long term until 2033. However, I would say that we still have some spot allocations left, which will happen during the upcoming years. We have an obligation as an LNG terminal to hold and reserve capacity for isolated electric power system of Lithuania. So in case those capacities are not necessary for isolated electrical power system, we are usually providing this opportunity to book that capacity also for market participants on a spot basis. And what is worth mentioning as well, that and I would really like market participants to pay attention, that we have quite well working secondary market in our LNG terminal, and there was quite several already possibilities this year on the secondary market. We have a high utilization rate on primary capacity. However, there's always some opportunities left on the secondary market, which we usually make public on behalf of the terminal users who willing to resell that capacity on the secondary market. So all these news and secondary market possibilities are published on our website, or if you hold a framework contract with the LNG terminal already in place, you will be notified also personally by email. And looking at the more future perspective, we are also looking and evaluating options on the biomethane reload and also virtual liquefaction of biomethane. So we have already made several steps. Basically, one is the major one, I think, is that we have acquired the ISCC certificate for a load of biomethane, and also we are evaluating options to offer the virtual liquefaction services for the market participants who are interested. However, I would really say that it should be great if the market participants will also show that interest directly to us to make sure that this service comes online as soon as possible, even especially if that service is really welcomed by the market participants. So, and moving now to, as I mentioned in the first slide, that one of the goals is to check also the natural gas market and how do we see that. So I think the main point is that, and the main conclusion is that we see that infrastructure and all the interconnections, also together with the LNG terminals, is now enough, considering the projects which are already coming online or the FIDs are made, enough to cover the demand. Of course, we can agree that demand is reducing in EU, but however, all those latest events also shows another angle, that security of supply should at least be built on the two sources of energy import. I think that was quite a message coming already from the Nord Stream events, but now we have one more closer event, which also shows that, and we were really happy that Inkoo terminal was already in place to cover the Finnish market, but such events might happen, and the security of supply should not be built on a single source of energy. So, but yeah, considering our market and how we are covered, considering Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, I think that there's all the infrastructure in place and all market participants in place to keep that to keep our market safe and well supplied. Considering the consumption itself, I would say that we as a terminal we see different scenarios, and of course the one which is business as usual scenario is the one which I think come online 2 maybe years ago, and those like the latest events and the latest maybe policy changes also shows that there might be some more significant decrease in the consumption. Even consumption net zero policy, we see that in the 2050 to reach the natural gas to be zero used at the market. It's okay, it's hard, but it also might be a possible scenario. But nevertheless, we anticipate that considering our terminal and our infrastructure in the region, that this infrastructure will be kept quite significantly utilized in any scenario, because we have some industrial companies as well, which is hardly to decarbonize. So natural gas will, I think, will stay also for quite a long time. And as well, considering that we for now we understand that Inkoo LNG terminal is only here for 10 years. So considering the end of Inkoo charter, I think that LNG terminal in Klaipėda will be quite well utilized to cover the market demand in Finland, Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, or some capacity even to Poland. And I would say that this is one of the main elements which I would really like to emphasize here, that as I mentioned, infrastructure is quite enough in our market, and the consumption will be fully covered from my personal view. But I would say that the main elements which ensures the security of supply together while driving the market and reflecting the needs of market, it's based on those I would say 4 main elements, meaning sufficient capacities and interconnections, which are definitely in our market, in import and export routes, which is also very well established, especially with the start of the GIPOL operations. Active market participants, which I think that was already addressed by Ambergrid, who mentioned that the interest is coming really at the high levels from all the market participants within the EU, and also gas molecules, so which are reaching our region quite well through different kind of sources. But nevertheless, I would say that these 4 elements should be really supplemented by cooperation, and cooperation is the key element for working together and working for a better future and a more efficient future. And these the main elements which I would like to address is the regionally discussed and coordinated maintenance plans, which we see that sometimes it might create some obstacles for market participants, and it should be that's why it should be regionally discussed and coordinated. Of course, stable and predictable rules for use of networks and the tariff structure, which I would say that we are doing also quite well in coordination with the NRAs as well. Flexibility is always welcome from the market participants, as from our experience in the LNG terminal. And the secondary market solutions, which I would say that quite significantly emerges, because we see the same situation in the interconnection points where the congestion happens, as well as the sometimes at the LNG terminal, and also aligned processes and user-friendly environment, as mentioned by Mindaugas as well, that we are coming with some new portals, some new data for the market participants to adopt better decisions, maybe for supplying the market, and also followed by the open data. I would say that as data-driven decisions is the best for market participants to efficiently supply the market and to keep the market competitive. And what I would like to say, maybe from more funny side, maybe that it's always the main element which we consider at KN side as well when operating LNG terminal, that we should keep our minds and eyes open for future developments and improvements. We should listen to market participants and try to reflect their needs in the best way. But nevertheless, to conclude, I would like to emphasize and to make also to thank the market participants, to thank the operators for a cooperation, and would say that we are highly advanced in all these matters mentioned before. And I would say that we serve as a perfect example for the other EU regions and markets, and also operators of the markets. So thank you.
Hello, Vaidotas. Do we still have you here?
Yes, yes, of course.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for your great presentation. You provided such a huge information for us and interesting, of course. And additionally, we have received some questions from our audience, and let me say them out loud. So the first question is, how do you distinguish whether a cargo of gas came from Russian origin?
Yeah, it's very, very good question, and thanks for that. I would say that we as a terminal operator, we have some tools to follow the cargoes, and also we are always keeping trust within our clients and with the documents they provide us before the cargo arrival. But anyway, we are doing also double checking the information and following the cargoes where they come from, and what is the maybe the original place where it was liquefied or loaded to the LNG vessel.
Yes, and one more tough question. Are there some real steps made to increase the security of the Klaipėda LNG terminal already?
I would say it's quite a political question, and I would not say that I'm in a very good position to speculate on that. But yes, I can say, and I can be sure that enough is done to us speaking of latest events. Additional steps are taken also to keep LNG terminal safe, and I would personally say that yeah, it's really safe, and we are providing reliable operations and safe operations.
Okay, thank you very much. And here is the question from Ambergrid team. We want to ask you, which of your green agenda projects are the most important right now, in your opinion?
I would say that we adopted the strategy not I think in a half a year ago, and those the most or the key elements are listed in the strategy. But if you follow us on the news or media or social media, you can see that we are well involved in the CCS projects now, and we are with our consortium. Our LED consortium is now included in the PCI list as a CCS value chain. So I would say that this is maybe the one which is now on the top and coming coming with the most significant steps.
All right. So thank you once again, and have a good day. And now we have one more presentation before our coffee break. And I would like to invite Karolis Bagdonas. He's a senior key account manager at GetBaltic. I invite him to the stage to walk you through Baltic-Finnish Gas Exchange development and the future perspectives.
Good afternoon, good morning. It's a pleasure to be in this event, so thank you very much for organizers. It's a great opportunity to show what's going on in gas exchange. So first of all, I know that majority of Amber Grid customers is as well GetBaltic customers. So during all the meetings with you guys, I'm always talking about a lot of statistic information. So this time there will be less numbers, and maybe we will jump into the directions of development of gas exchange. So first of all, maybe let's overview the evolution from the first time when GetBaltic was established. So GetBaltic is now living at the second decade. And the first decade was time when GetBaltic started working as a gas exchange, following from one market area and jumping right now in 4 countries. And you could see that we have reached the ceilings, and right now we are coming to the next step. So you probably already noticed in the media that starting with May this year, GetBaltic became a part of EEX Group. So here is a lot of extracts from media. You could see that GetBaltic, 66% of shares were acquired by EEX, and probably majority of them, of you guys, probably having the question, so what is EEX? EEX actually is a leading commodity exchange operating from Asia to North America, and having not only natural gas product, but also power products and also environmentals. And also in addition to this, I could say that probably the question for you can arise that, so what is the fate of GetBaltic? So I could say that GetBaltic became the 21st office of EEX, which could serve market participants in our region and try to solve the needs and to look how can we help. So you could here see that GetBaltic will be like a regional representative of EEX in this region. Now maybe probably the question, where is the development and why EEX is here? So first of all, maybe let's come to some statistics of trading. So here is our main figures of 10 months this year. I'm very happy to announce that it's almost, again, record volumes of trading, more than 7.2 terawatt hours. Cross-border trades through various market areas, it's close to 2 terawatt hours. And we're always measuring the trading volumes against consumption, which is calling like a market share. So again, very impressive volumes, 24%. And for me, mostly interesting numbers, it is the growing community of market participants. Already 115 are registered and 69 were actively trading. So one more topic to see a little bit deeper into the volumes. So first of all, it is with the market share of any kind of specific market area. So you could see that Lithuania market area is still dominating, close to 50 and 60% in buy and sell side, and the rest areas they're taking the rest part. So if we take what kind of let's say fluctuations in different years, so I could say that the current market share is on different market areas is coming back to the year 21. Okay, so maybe let's come back to the previous question, why EX is here. So first of all, maybe let's overview the situation with the products. As you could see that majority of trading volumes are related with spot products, and only less than 6% it is related with forward products. As you could see for this year, monthly volumes are only for 10%. So maybe let's overview the situation, what is in other gas hubs to compare what kind of situation it is. So taking a review from Acer in the year 21, you could see that the evolution of the hubs is depending also on the product side. If you take a look on what kind of part consisting of spot products and long-term products, so you could see that more long-term products is having advanced hubs, and this is the target for us to reach at this level. So you could see that almost more than 80% of trading volumes is related with long-term products in other gas hubs. Last year we made a survey for the customers asking about the needs from long-term products. So here is, you could see the answers from respondents about monthly, quarterly, seasonal products as well, calendar. And the majority, let's say more than 80%, were interested in long-term products at Get Baltic Gas Exchange. Now here we come again to additional topic that why EX is here. One of the that I already mentioned, it is related to long-term products. And another topic it is, let's overview the standard scheme of business operational model in various gas hubs. So you could see that it's not only spot products, derivative market, also clearing house, and also you could see how the commercial flows, how the real flows are going, and what kind of settlements are moving from one side to another. And taking a look to Get Baltic side, so you could see that there is no futures market, there is no clearing house solution, and here EX is welcome to our market to provide a new trading platform as well as new long-term products to provide a clearing house solution, and having all in one package, it will be possible to provide new cross-border trading opportunities. In general, integration to EX has already started, and the first step was done with the urgent market message platform, which will be shut down in December 27. And market participants are highly invited to use EX transparency platform. Nevertheless, we see what I've already mentioned about further integrational steps regarding products and clearing house solution. It is planned to be launched in the end of next year. So next year is 24, don't forget. So in addition, I see that probably everybody's looking what else, any more interesting information to be provided. So additional information and more detailed information will be provided on Get Baltic customer event, which will be held on December 12th. So I highly invited you, and I would really appreciate with a huge audience to be there. So thank you very much for your attention, and it was a pleasure for me.
So thank you, Karolis, indeed, for your presentation. And we have some questions from our public. One is, since EEX is now your strategic partner, will you adopt their trading platform? If so, what is the approximate implementation time?
Well, I've already mentioned that it will be in the end of next year, so we expect that it will be the last quarter for 24.
Yes. So that's it. That's your answer. Great. Great news, besides.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
And the other question is, what are the forecasted prices during this winter and during the upcoming year, 2024?
Oh, that's, always interesting
Common
question
yeah.
and common, and probably making some kind of joke. We should ask the guy who is sitting in the sky
Yeah.
and will probably regulate it. But seriously, I think that almost situation is quite stable. We heard from other presentations that we got a lot of LNG cargoes. The underground gas storages are almost full with more than 90%, not only Europe, but as well Inčukalns underground gas storage. So probably the main component which will affect the prices, it is weather. Weather.
As always.
Yeah, as always.
So yeah, we just hope that the weather will be good for us. And here is one more good news. We are now here, reached the halfway point of our conference. And now we have 10 minutes break for our coffee time. And I hope to see you all after this little short break. Thank you. Welcome back to our online event. I hope you had a lovely break and you are all re-energized and are ready to the remaining part of our conference. May I kindly remind you to send your questions to us, to type them to the box just next to me, and we will say out loud these questions to our presenters. Now, I would like to invite our guest speakers from Gaz-System, Gas TCO of Poland, Stanisław Brzęczkowski, Chief Specialist of the Gas Market Development Division, and Hubert Kabulski, Manager of the Customer Relations Department. And these guests will give us an update on Poland's security of supply and trade opportunities.
Good morning, everybody. So at the beginning, I would like to thank you very much for invitation for this event. Until now, at least for me, was very, very interesting. And today I tried to present our system, our market as a neighboring market, which was mentioned in some presentations as the kind of the helping for security of supply and also a trade opportunities for you as a members, users of the Baltic, Lithuanian systems, but also we would like to invite you for our neighboring market as a trade opportunities. The short information about our system, company, the gas transmission system is the gas transmission system operator. We are responsible for security of supply, also some kind of preparing the framework for market development and also as a kind of the European partner. By the way, we are the 100% it's about 11,000 kilometers. Many state LNG terminal is also connected to our system, and by the way, it's also operated by our company. So since more than 1 year now, we can say, we have some additional opportunities due to constructing some new interconnectors. Historically, the Lithuanian interconnector was the first one. Then was connected the Baltic pipe, the connections of our regions more or less directly with the North Sea production areas. And also we finalized and we have the connections with our southeast partners with the Slovakia and also with the Ukraine. So looking for the development, also that not only the gas consumption, because there's the greening one, maybe the fossil fuels will be the decreasing, but anyway, we still have some issues regarding the security of supply. The new LNG terminal is under planning, under construction, preparations, but we can expect them in 3 years. So now our situation is that we have the connection with the North Sea areas, North Sea areas, LNG market, also the Lithuanian market. We have also the connections with the German market directly in connections with Ontras and nearly directly with via Malnov and some subsystems of the former transit pipeline. We have also the connection with Slovakia and Ukraine. So that's what is most important for today's meeting, I think, is that our connections. So since May 21, we have the connections. So here is the picture of the booked and allocated capacity. Justas also presented a few slides about this, but I would like to underline that not only the nominations are important, but also the booked capacity. So in this case, you see that some capacities towards Poland was booked. It was also the period that nearly all offered capacity has been booked, maybe not used fully one, but looks quite nice. Towards Lithuania also we have some bookings, also usage ones. So this point is really bidirectional point, which is the market-driven flow and capacities. So you see that's nearly some of days the booked capacity is in both directions symmetrical. The nominations maybe not, but depends on the system. And what is also important, I think, and also interesting, that there are some periods when we have the middle or long-term capacity bookings. This is like the rectangles, but this looks like the day ahead capacity bookings. So it's very, very short-term market and short-term usage of this. What was also interesting that the physical flows depends on the netto nominations. So you can see that some of days there are nominations on both directions. It's very, very interesting situation. But the physical flow is netto of this one. So we have also some periods when the dominant flows are from Lithuania. Some days are towards Lithuania from Poland. Depends on the sources of the market game. But what is also important, it was also mentioned that this new Baltic pipe as a connection of our region with the North Sea. You can see here our situations of the Baltic pipe. So you can see that the offered is about 1 million cubic meters per hour, but the booked is about 80%. So there are some days when this was fully booked and also fully used. But anyway, you see that there are some area of opportunities if some you from the Lithuanian or Baltic countries market would like use this connection. So welcome. There are also some available capacities. This base load is due to open season as a market based for this investment. But I think that this amount could be also interested for you. And regarding our connection for the future, because the previous was the past, now is the current gas year. So you can see that there's a lot of opportunity to use this interconnections. There are some products booked, but not significant amounts toward Lithuania. Also for the winter period, there are also some capacity booked towards Poland. So we can see that, I think we will see what will be. Also, you can see here, this is the popular, the daily market, the daily capacity and the nominations. So that's, as I mentioned, there are opportunities on our interconnections about the usage of this, and a few words about our market First of all, we have just the presentation of the CIOR gas exchange, but I would like to mention that we have in Poland also the gas exchange is provided by the Polish Power Exchange. We closely cooperate with them since 2011, so it's more about the 11 years of the operational cooperations. So all transactions which were done and settled in this virtual point connected with the Polish Power Exchange, they are as kind of the nomination, so they are realized by us. So this is also the important issue. So you have some opportunities, trading opportunities to buy, sell gas just on the neighbor market, depends on your side. A few words about the rules. Generally, as a Lithuanian, we have the European rules and some Polish rules. But based on this, as is most important, I think, for our clients, current or futures, is the two or three documents. The first one is the transmission network code, where is described the rules of all usage of our system, and the tariff, when there's included some fees for usage of them. Also, we are operator of this former transit pipeline, but the official name is transit gas pipeline. But since 1.5 years, we can use the former transit gas pipeline. When we are the ISO, so we are not owner of the facilities, but we are just the operator. There is also the transmission network code, but now since half a year is fully harmonized and very, very similar to this transmission network code for the national grid. And of course, it's also this separate tariff, but this could be used or should be used when you like use the connection with the German market via the Malnow point. Our transmission contract has such three main parts. One is that the transmission contract, which is kind of the framework agreement. There is only between the data, the informations about the parties. Then is the general terms and conditions. So is let's say the same rules for all of them, but these general terms of conditions are the contractual issues which are not approved by the NRA. But now also the NRA would like main thesis, main ideas in the general terms conditions also will be soon, probably next week, also approved by the NRA. But the other rules are this in the network code. And based on this, we have the so-called capacity allocations and availability allocations. These capacities are for points which are connected with physical points, like, for example, this IP Santaka or some other IPs. And this availability is the right of usage of the points. For you can give us the nominations, and they will be taken account for the balancing allocations. And especially for the gas exchange or virtual points for OTC market, you have just only the allocation, availability allocations, and it's free of charge. So if you will decide to be our clients, you need to pass, let's say, kind of the three main phases as registered on our information exchange system, submission the applications for transmission service, and then for specific, if you would like to use the internal points, then also the capacity allocation is based by this system. If this is just the allocation capacity for the IP, then you use the booking platform. So I would like to mention that most of documents in our case are in the electronic way. Only on the paper is the first transmission contract with some power of attorneys should be registered. In the information exchange system for all other activities, because using this information exchange systems, you can nominate, you have the allocations, you have the reports. So that's all information exchange between you and us as a TSO could you do via this information exchange system as this name. The conclusion of transmission contract is some small challenge, I hope, because there's some documents are necessary. This is the contract. So this documents should be sent to us and should be translated to the Polish as the legal requirement. So, but I hope it's not such very hampering the access. The one issue is if you would like trade gas on our system, that you need some kind of the license from our NRA. So that's about this all formalities. I would like also mention that we are the service provider for the Gas Insight Information Platform. This is also for the all UMMs and all issues which are important for the market based on the REMIT rules, which are regarding the Polish area, but not only. Also the gas market, also the electricity market. You can see this the electricity. This is our electricity operator, transmission system operator. Also use this information platform. So this all UMMs are published on this platform. So if you would like be interested to use this, we can also offer it. It's from the Baltic countries. Coming back to capacities, trade and bookings, in our IPs, we are offering the capacity on up to now 2 platforms, with the German border, with the Hungarian ones due to decision of Acer, because we had some long discussions and maybe too long discussions with German operators. So then the Acer decided which platform should be used. They selected the Hungarian one. Anyway, this decision was not maybe done fully one, because on this European tribunal we won this decision was not fully legal background, but we will see what will be anyway, and this is the past. So this since next 2 years the Malnov will be also on the GSA platform. But other points also together between our system and Lithuanian, we have the GSA platform as the main capacity booking tool, main and only one. So this for this service, we are also the service provider and owner of this platform. So this that's why we also, as I think that's important one for you, we also decided to present some details about this platform during this today's speech. So that's why I give the floor to Hubert, who is the main operational manager or chief of this platform.
Thank you, Stanislav. I hope that you can hear me. So please, in a brief, it will be only 3 slides, I think, I will present about a little bit about our IT solution we have for us and for other TSOs, as Stanislav mentioned. So we are providing a booking platform called the GSA platform, and of course we are using it for almost each of our IP besides of German border, also on the Santaka points. So I would like to say how to access this platform. It's quite easy tool, and how to do this from shippers' perspective. So the shippers should register on GSA platform, accept the rules, send us the power of attorney. This is only like on other platforms we have the special agreements to let the shipper and allow them to use the platform. So we need only power of attorney from our shipper. Just to this is some kind of agreement which we are the shipper signed and accept the rules and the functionalities of this platform. Of course, each TSOs can need any other documents as acceptance of general terms and conditions, agreements, etc., etc., and it's up to adjacent TSO to upload and to allow the shippers to be active on our platform. Next slide. So registration is in 4 in 5 steps. So the first user registration, so when the shipper is entering the user data, the organization data, accept the terms and conditions, and confirm the registration by clicking the link, which is sent via email to email address. Then you must deliver us the mentioned documents as a power of attorney for the first user, and we need the current extract from the National Court Register. Then we activate, in step 3, we activate your account. Also, we have the functionality of the administrator among your users. So the first user gets the privileges of the administrator, so he can has a view of the list of platform users. He can activate and deactivate the users, administrate on the platform. On the top, on the bottom right, you can see the contact to us in any cases regarding to GSA platform. So please contact us there. And we have 2 steps left. On this next slide, we will see this. So you put your company data. You can choose also the TSOs you would like to cooperate with. We have, as Stanisław mentioned, a few TSOs active on our GSA platform as GTSO Ukraine, Ustream, Net4Gas, Energinet, and of course Amber Grid. So you can choose it here. You can choose also the activity you would like to use on GSA platform, because this is not only auctioning platform, but also we are using it for secondary market, as well as for the market demand assessment in the incremental phase. Okay, and it was my last slide, I think. Yeah, the last slide is to how to reach us. Of course, we are ready to answer your questions. Please contact us. You can test our platform. We have also the test environment, which is active 24 hours per day. So please contact us, ask us questions, and thank you very much for attention.
So hello, Stanisław and Hubert. Thank you very much for your informative presentation. And just before you leave, I would like to read out some questions that arrived from our audience. First of the questions is very concrete with numbers, so pay attention to the question. So why was the firm technical exit capacity at IP Santaka flow direction Poland to Lithuania reduced as of 1st of October this year to 43 gigawatt hours per day, and as of 1st of December this year to 21 gigawatt hours per day? Technical exit capacity was 73 gigawatt hours per day before. So what is the outlook for following gas year? That's the question for someone from you.
It's a really very detailed question.
Yes, it is.
But I think that this reduction is due to some works also connected with the further development of this connection. Yes, as this was also mentioned by Andreas, there are some maintenance works, some reductions. So this is also the maintenance works, or some works with our compressor stations, which allow to provide the better capacity. So this is the technical, of course.
We have some issues with connection.
For whole year, but the issues about the reductions due to... Okay, so shall I repeat the answer, or?
I suppose yes, a little bit. The last sentence. Thank you.
The last sentence. So that's because in this graph I included a real available or will be offered capacity. That's why this all maintenance works was also included in this red line. Yes.
Thank you. Now the second one is, when can we expect the changes in the gas transmission rules in Poland due to European Commission court case against Poland? It is not specified what court case is in mind, but maybe you know that.
Yes, maybe I know the issues too much. Yes, so that's
Okay.
we know this is some kind of the barrier, but during the last months it was prepared the update of the law, because this is necessary, the change of the law in Poland. Yes, but you probably know that's about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago was maybe more than 1 month. Was the parliamentary election, and now we have in the transition phase regarding the governmental issues and political one. But so from the operator point of view, we may say that we're also waiting that if this all startup phase in the parliament will be finished, this will be one of the earliest provided changes in the law that will change the security of supply rules in Poland. Because anyway, the security of supply for the end user is very important, yes. But I know that there are some discussions about the current situations. So the system is prepared for changing. But if the law couldn't be finished until the parliament round, let's say, of the cadency, then the all not finished documents are, let's say, just archivized. So it probably was better to wait 2 months and go with these documents to the new parliament. But anyway, I think that the best person or the first group for this is our governmental one. So we as operator, we are playing in the game as we have the framework.
Okay, best of luck in this court case. And the third question, what are the main tasks the producer of biomethane in Lithuania should do before starting transportation of biomethane to other EU countries through Poland? Do you have an answer to that?
So that's if you would like sell this gas not in Poland, it's a pity, but go further, that you have the luck because you don't need the license, trading license in our NRA. So you just need to do this as was today presented, registered as our client, then the booked capacity on the IPs, and welcome. Nominate and be our shipper, be our client. Because the green card guarantees of origin is the alternative word which are going at least now beyond the TSO. So we are just transport the energy and molecules. But molecules, as you see, is a netto. But from contractual point, be our client, booked capacity, nominate, welcome, and be careful to be balanced.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stanislav. Wishes to Hubert, and your answers were very detailed. And now let's get back to Lithuania. Therefore, I would like to invite Danas Janulionis, head of the Energy Transformation Center at Ambergrid. And Danas will talk us through a pathway towards gas grid decarbonization.
Good morning, dear guests, or good day, I don't know, it's 12 o'clock. So my presentation will be about pathway, how gas network will be ready or could be ready for decarbonization in the future. And Lithuania, also other member states, should follow EU policies and strategies in order to decarbonize energy system and reach net zero of greenhouse emissions by 2050. Based on the results or findings of a study which is called Transformation of Energy System of Lithuania by 2050, the study was prepared by DNV and last week announced of Ministry of Energy. Based on the study, our energy system will be, let's say, replaced by renewable electricity, which will be produced from wind, solar, and will be used for production of for demand of national needs, also for production of hydrogen, for export, and for production of high-value products such as fuels and other chemistry products. From a modeling results of a study, it seems that in 2050, in the final energy consumption in the country will reach 75 terawatt hours per year, which are a few times higher than as today. And this will be, let's say, mostly covered by renewable electricity. And the second largest energy carrier is hydrogen. It is planned that in 2030, hydrogen capacities will reach 1.3 gigawatts, and in 2050 reach 8.5 gigawatts. It's quite huge capacities of renewable gases, and in the pathway of decarbonization of energy, it seems that renewable energy and hydrogen will play a key role. So, depending of evolution of demand and supply of natural gas, of hydrogen, of biomethane, it's obviously that functioning of gas grids will change, and natural gas will be replaced by other gases, green gases, gradually. In the short term, up to now, to 2025, biomethane will be injected into a grid, but still natural gas will dominate in the system. In the midterm, from 2025 to 2035, biomethane, natural gas and hydrogen mixed will be in the system, but still natural gas will dominant energy carrier. And in the long term, from 2035, hydrogen will be the main gaseous energy carrier. So starting from biomethane, as of today, biomethane in our system is biomethane produced in Lithuania quite in minor capacities, but from this year, growth of production of biomethane will increase. When it increase, as in this year, first biomethane producers was connected to our grid and injected in our system already 20 gigawatt hour of biomethane. Also, up to now, AmberGrid have received around 20 applications to connect biomethane producers to the system, and if those applications would be, let's say, would be real and will be connected to the system, around 2 terawatt hour of biomethane would be produced and injected into a gas system. And this amount is bigger than expected or set as a goal in the transport sector to use biomethane, around 1 terawatt hour expected in 2030. So next topic is blending. AmberGrid is working with our neighboring TCOs to adopt system suitable for transportation of methane and hydrogen blendings. And there are two, let's say, work streams. One is national, second one is regional. In the national work stream, AmberGrid, together with gas distribution operator and electricity transmission operator, is going to implement a power-to-gas pilot project to connect electrolysis to gas transmission system and test how hydrogen blends with biomethane could be transported via systems, how they are manageable, and also to test whether power-to-gas technologies are suitable for providing flexibility service for electricity system. On the regional level, in April this year, regional research study was completed, participating in the participation of other TCOs, other countries, I mean from Finland, Estonia, and Latvia. And initial results of the study is that blending of hydrogen, level of blending of hydrogen is quite limited. And limited due to a few reasons. Actually, the main reason is that majority of user appliances is very sensible for the higher level of hydrogen in the mix. Also, there are a lot of uncertainty with the interconnection points with the neighboring countries. I mean, there are country-specific reasons or restrictions to transport high levels of hydrogen with biomethane, such a possibility to inject a high level of hydrogen into underground gas storage in Latvia. Also, there are quite poor infrastructure in other countries, quite poor conditions infrastructure in other countries. So it seems that a level of hydrogen blended in the system will be between 2 or 5%. And now is discussions with other countries, also institutions and distribution system operators is ongoing on the quality of gas in order to agree on the common level of hydrogen which could be injected into the system. And after these discussions, when agreement will be reached, I hope next year, the works on adoption of a system will start. Also, we expect that the works will start next year. Next stage is green hydrogen grid in Lithuania. In parallel with adoption of system for blendings of hydrogen in the system, AmberGrid start work on the creation of pure hydrogen network, separate network, which will connect hydrogen producers and hydrogen users. As this market, hydrogen market, still in the early stage or not in place yet, the creation of such a network will happen case by case in discussions with potential users and potential producers. Now AmberGrid start mapping of users and hydrogen users and producers in order to let's say establish or create optimal network, national network hydrogen in the future. And if you are interested in production of hydrogen or use of hydrogen in the future and interested in transportation service, please contact AmberGrid and we will start discussion on the business cases, development of business cases. And the last one, cross-regional hydrogen network. This network aims to, let's say, supply hydrogen produced in Nordic countries, supplied to Europe. And here is a project called Nordic-Baltic Hydrogen Corridor, implementing together this transmission system of operators of Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Germany. And the aim of this project is to, let's say, create a connections of supply, demand, storage, to enable connections of such services along the route from Finland to Germany, via Baltics and in Poland, up to 2030. At the moment, pre-feasibility study already started and ongoing, and we hope that the study will be finalized in the mid next year. And based on the results of the study, decision will be taken on the next steps, but following next steps could be engineering, permitting, construction, and commissioning. And good news that on 28th of November, European Commission adopt a list of projects of common interest where these projects are included. And this status, PCA status, enable benefit for this project to receive financing from Connection Europe facilities, also to easier to receive all the documentation needed for construction. So it's all from my side. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Danas, indeed, for your great presentation. And now it's time to look at a few questions that arrived from the public. So the first is, what is the total potential in Lithuania for biomethane production in terms of feedstocks we have? Which % from total gas usage biomethane could cover in 2030, 2040, and then 2050? So what is the total potential in Lithuania for biomethane production?
Based on the studies made earlier, it depends on raw materials, I mean on sustainability of raw materials. Potential is around 2.5 terawatt hours of biomethane production. And based on the results of a study, of the modeling results of a study I already mentioned, part of biomethane in the gas system in 2030, 50 could reach 5%.
This amount of, yes, around 5%. Okay. The second question, will the gas market still be using LNG or biogas and hydrogen mix in the future?
Yeah, because one of the topics I presented is that AmberGrid is going to adopt the system for possibility to transport hydrogen and methane mixes.
Perfect. So, and the last question is the virtual pipeline scheme already in place when the biomethane is delivered by road transport to the network? And how are the guarantees of origin issued in this case?
Not yet, not yet. There are need to adopt rules on administration of guarantees of origin. Public consultation stage already finalized, and I hope that in a few weeks this legal act will be adopted. As regards issuing of guarantees of origin, the same way, guarantees of origin will be issued like then biomethane production facilities is connected by a pipeline, the same way. There is a gas metering equipment on basis of gas metering amount guarantees of origin are issued. There are gas quality equipment where where information to the guarantees of origin is, let's say, included. It's the same way.
Great. It's really very interesting to find more new information about our future, especially about the hydrogen or guarantees of energy, biomethane. And as we have moved to the subject matter of green energy, I would like to invite now Rita Kaluniene, Head of Economic Analysis and Regulatory Division at AmberGrid, and she will be discussing biomethane connections to the gas transmission system of Lithuania.
Hello, everybody, our partners, customers, and colleagues. I'm happy to be here today and present to you the topic of biomethane connections to transmission system. So I would like to start with our pioneer. So this is the first biomethane plant connected to transmission system and overall in Lithuania. You can well see it in the map in the northern Lithuania. So their plans is to inject about 100 gigawatt hours per year in the nearest future, and maximum technical injection capacity is up to 250. So actually this makes the plant of significant size even compared to other European producers, which count approximately to 1,200 in Europe overall. So beside this first connected plant, there are others pending. So our company is glad to have two other pending already signed contracts. They are in implementation phase, and it will bring additionally 230 gigawatt hours per year technical injection capacity in the nearest 1.5 years. Also, there are a number of valid issued preliminary connection conditions, and we really expect those customers also to make their investment decisions positively and apply for further connection contracts. And as my colleague already mentioned, and I want to stress it once more, that overall this potential connection capacity would make approximately 2 terawatt hours per year, which really is significant if you compare it to overall national demand. And the next slide, this is actually how the connection is done. This is the process description, if you wish. And it really is a novelty in Lithuania from the beginning of this year. And there were changes made in national legislation, allowing biomethane producers to construct not only their system, but a part of transmission system which is needed to have the connection done. So what you see here in this slide, it is basically 3 stages: initiation and decision making, represented by a large green arrow. Then the longest phase is project implementation stage. It's the largest gray arrow. And then this happy end, the smiling sun at the end, is where the normal life begins and where the customer becomes already regular system user with its commercial flows, commercial contracts, normally paying transmission tariffs, and everything goes as usual from this point on. Yeah, and I would like to talk about pleasant things, but actually you, the customers, asked to speak about the issues. So I will mention several topics, several points which actually are encumbering connections. So first of all, when we issue preliminary connection conditions, we have to regard oxygen concentration, because very often customers ask for higher oxygen concentration than it is usual in natural gas. And this is scarce source, so to say, and customers are really competing for this because we cannot grant this derogation freely. So sometimes, unfortunately, it even comes to a negative investment decision at customer side. The next important and very difficult topic is relations with landowners, because we have to regard protection zones of the pipeline, and it really demands a large land plot for development of connection. So easements of land is not so easy to get from the landowners, and especially when you have complicated structures, when there are co-owners, or maybe somebody of them is already passed. So this is also a struggle for our biomethane producing customers. Next, what comes into the topic is alignment of the project and getting a construction permit. So the question from the audience was how we could make this alignment of project within TSO quicker. So really, what is advisable, just please provide this project in one piece, or at least if you are providing it by separate parts, check for inconsistencies between those parts. Especially, it is very clearly seen when several technical designers are hired and they are preparing certain parts, but nobody is checking consistency among those parts. So really, please provide this project to AmberGrid prepared in full. And what is advisable to check initial assumptions of your initial drawing, like what is your assumption where the object in the land plot is, where the pipeline in the land plot is, because sometimes if you start from wrong preconditions, your entire project must be redone at the end. So this is such advice. And then what we face is long supply chains of parts and materials. And here I could mention especially what we see, that the production of valves is very lengthy. And we also would like to draw your attention about this service of drilling and welding into functioning pipeline, which is closer to the end of physical connection. So this service is, firstly, it's expensive. Secondly, it is quite hard to get, and you have to be proactive with your contractors simply to meet the deadlines, to stand into their pipelines and get things done in the terms you wanted. And also talking about this happy end, this sun where you become a system user, it does not happen by itself that everything is arranged at the moment. Well before the end of physical connection, it is advisable to contact AmberGrid already for commercial part and decide who will be your shipper. Will the biomethane producer be a shipper himself, or will he choose a third party to be his shipper? Because there are really a number of work to be done. Commercial contracts must be signed with AmberGrid. Also, if you want to sell your gas somewhere in Europe, you should take care that all capacities along the way are booked, and you have to deal with a number of system operators on this way, like from Lithuania to Germany or maybe to the Netherlands. So really, knowledge of a shipper on how to book capacity, how to transfer gas is really advisable. And this is the last slide. I included some useful links for the beginners, like how to initiate, how to start the connection. So what you have to do is, firstly, you have to fill in the template, and template is standardized. Here is a link to it. And then when you fill in the basic data, please send it to general email of AmberGrid, which is also given here. So for this, I have finished this as the presentation, and I would be happy to take your questions, if any.
So thank you, Rita, for your presentation. And yes, there is one question for you. And it is like this. Which part of connection procedure is the most risky? What are lessons learned so far?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, and it was really among those issues, we see very often that the relationship with landowners are not solved, maybe even impossible to solve. It demands you to look for a different location, different route. And also these long supply chains, really long, because customers expected that if they take the whole process in their hands, it will be quicker. But it goes as everywhere. If you are ordering one valve for your business, this is very small in scale compared to the producer's volumes. And you have somehow to squeeze into their pipeline to get their attention and to get the things you need done in time. So I would say this is it.
Yes, so that's a long way to biomethane producer, but it is worth to take a chance, yes?
Yes, absolutely. And we invite all other customers out of these 20 which have not yet applied for agreement. Please make your decisions and apply. And in this way, we will meet our national targets.
Yes, and people who can help you is right in front of you. It's Rita and her team. So thank you, Rita, once again. And last but not least, I would like to welcome Lina Rudzianskienė, Renewable Energy Project Manager at AmberGrid. Lina will be introducing a relatively new subject matter, the role of guarantees of origin of renewable gases.
Good day, everybody. My presentation will be on the guarantees of origin of the renewable gases. A guarantee of origin is an electronic document issued for the producer of biomethane for the energy which was generated from the renewable energy sources. A guarantee of origin allows to identify and track the movement of green gases along the chain. The final user of the energy, he can be assured that the energy they consume is produced from the green gases. A guarantee of origin is issued for 1 megawatt-hour supplied to the transmission and distribution network. A guarantee of origin specifies the source of the energy, the date when it was produced, the location of the installation, the capacity of the production facility, the date also when the guarantee of origin was issued. One of the important attribute is a unique identification number, which allows to track the movement of the guarantee of origin along the chain. AmberGrid has been appointed as an issuing body since 2019. The first guarantees of origin we registered already in the late 2022. In July 2023, with the opening of the first biomethane plant in Lithuania, the guarantees of origin issued for the locally produced biomethane became available for market participants. Until now, we issued nearly 30 gigawatt-hours. We issued the guarantees of origin for nearly 30 gigawatt-hours of biomethane locally produced. We also import guarantees of origin. The import comes from Netherlands, and since the beginning of this year, we imported more than 37 gigawatt-hours of guarantees of origin for the biomethane produced abroad. If we look at the type of the raw materials from which biomethane is produced, if we talk about the imported imported guarantees of origin. So the majority is produced from organic industrial waste, when we had manure, agricultural waste, glycerin. Also, I would like to notice that last month in October we had first export of guarantees of origin. We exported it to Estonia and Finland. A few words on policy update regarding Renewable Energy Directive RED III, changes related to the guarantees of origin. The text of RED III was adopted and published only last month in October. What is new and I would like to share with you is there is a new article 31A related to the establishment of the Union database. The aim of this database is to enable the tracing of liquid and gaseous renewable fuels and recycled carbon fuels. It will register the injection and withdrawal of renewable gaseous fuels. The database will allow to mitigate frauds and double counting of the same renewable gas. In future, it is expected that proof of sustainability or guarantees of origin with proof of sustainability can be traded only via Union database. The registries like ours will have to ensure the link between guarantees of origin and the data in the Union database. The registries of guarantees of origin will have to share data to the Union database or on the biomethane injected. The data from the metering devices will have to be pre-validated by the TSOs. Proof of sustainability transfers will be done via Union database. Of course, it's still under development and there are a lot of issues still to solve. But according to the Directive RED III, so it will become operational already in the end of the next year. And what is next? We plan to integrate off-grid producers to the guarantees of origin system. Still this year, we plan to offer for the market participants a new platform for guarantees of origin, for registering, issuing, for transferring and canceling of guarantees of origin. Next year, we think we'll have a lot of work with the integration with the Union database. In 2 years' time, we plan to offer for the market participants the guarantees of origin for hydrogen and also to exchange of guarantees of origin with other registries in other member states via hubs, via ARGAR and AIB. And now a few words about the new platform of the Registry of the Guarantees of Origin, which is going to go live in a due time. So it will be accurate and up-to-date electronic system for tracking guarantees of origin, issuing, transactions, cancellations. Each market participant will have his own account and could make the entries of data. He will be able to review the data. We expect it will make less manual work and that we will ensure the reliability of the data. So thank you very much for your attention.
Great, thank you, Lina, for your presentation. And as we can see, guarantees of origin is the subject that is in top of mind of our public, and we have even 4 questions for you. So the first is, AmberGrid is not a member of ERGAR system or AIB, like in Latvia. Which system to use to be able to exchange guarantees of origin among EU countries until UDB will be in place?
We are, as the registry, we are planning to join the ERGAR and AIB in 2 years' time.
Okay. So, but which system to use to be able to exchange among EU countries?
We are planning to join to both systems because to be able to exchange with more member states, with more registries in more member states.
Great, thank you. Then, can guarantees of origins produced in other countries be transferred to Lithuania, for example, AmberGrid, and redeemed in Lithuania?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Can guarantees of origin issued in Lithuania be transferred to all EU countries?
Yes, actually they can. And we have already the export of the guarantees of origin to Estonia and Finland.
Great. Will this new IT platform for registry of origins be confirmed by any EU country?
We hope yes.
Okay. And the last question, I'm not sure whether you will have an answer. If not, I'll try to ask the person who wrote this question to write us again that we could answer personally. So the question is, are there any tax benefits, tax reliefs in case of use of biomethane instead of natural gas? Do you have an answer today?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We will answer it
later.
Yes. We will consult and answer in written.
Yes. So the one who asked this question, please write us by the email we provided before, and just to know to whom to answer this question. Okay, so thank you, Lina. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you all of audience for attending this online conference, this our huge event. Today we have looked at some valuable information regarding the perspective of the future gas market. If there are unanswered questions, as I mentioned before, we will send you written answers to them. And I hope we all gained some useful information from today's event. And we just want to wish you the great rest of this day. We look forward to other meetings with you. And personally, I wish you a very happy winter, which officially starts tomorrow. So, thank you very much and take care, everyone.